Alright everyone, welcome back to the channel. Lewis here, and today I'm going to give you my predictions and my thoughts on what I think the next Yu-Gi-Oh! Ban list is going to be. I think this is a weird time that we're actually in, because you need to think from a business point of view. How can they get more people into locals and that, because locals are starting to come back and they might not have as much people coming because it's restricted numbers, so they want to try and push online duels and things like that. So I think bringing back an older fan base as well as some new players would be good. So I think that's why this ban list is going to be quite different. I've got it quite large, but I think everyone is going to think that it's just going to be the same as the last ban list, like just things coming off and stuff like that. But I think that they definitely need to change the meta and like dilute a couple of decks and improve a couple and bring some things back. So I'll just get right in it and explain my reasons why. So we'll go into the ban section. I think everybody thinks these cards are getting banned in Utopia Zexo and True King of All Calamities. It's cards that say that you can't play. So that's no fun for them apart from the person that's actually done it, and they're just a wee bit fucking sadist. But I think they definitely need to come down. I think True King of All Calamities is the most used one. You know, the Zexo lock with Numerons is fairly new, but I think True King is the main one that needs to get hit, because Dinosaurs has played for years, everybody's complained about it, and now with Needle Fiber you can do a combo and any deck can really get access to True King of All Calamities. So by banning True King of All Calamities, that's my only real Dino hit, because I think Dinosaurs are a really fair deck, and I think just because they've won a remote duel doesn't mean that they need to get hit, because if Shaddolls won the tournament, would you want Construct banned again? So that's my thoughts on those cards. I think Earthbound Immortal, Pascu, I think that card's got to get banned because it promotes an FTK, and that's just no good for the game. And the more that we go into tournaments and stuff, people aren't going to want to see them. So I've also banned Metal Marcher, because I think Needle Fiber's too new to get hit, and I think it really promotes synchro plays and stuff like that. I think hitting Metal Marcher hits Needle Fiber on two ways, because it stops the generic combo that everybody knows that will end on Savage and a Herald Arclight. So, and by doing that, and when they get interrupted, like on the Needle Fiber and they can't do anything else, they just banish the Needle Fiber on your turn to bring the Metal Marcher and then bring another tuner back, so that gives them a wee bit of a wall to defend themselves with and then start playing away in the next turn. I've also got the Buster Dragon Sword Whelp thing, because it locks your opponent out of a plane, like really, because it locks them out of their extra deck depending on the deck that they're playing. So I basically class that as the same as Zexo and True King of All Calamities, so that's why I think that card needs to get hit. Guard Dragon LP, I think it's time it is new to get hit, because Dragon Links are extremely powerful. They can play through a shit ton of hand traps and just not even blink and still end on the exact same board that you're trying to interrupt them with. And I think that is the only real hit that you can do to any generic like dragon deck and stuff. And Smoke Grenade, I think it's probably one of the most unfair cards in terms of your opponent gets to look at your hand, it gets to take the thing that actually stop them, and you need to pray that you're going to top deck something that can out their board. And it has been filed into a couple of Dragon Link decks and stuff that I've seen, so it's so unfair. I really don't like that card. So I think that is, out of everything on that ban section, Smoke Grenade is the main one for me that needs to go. Everything else you can kind of get round and just hope that you can outplay it and stuff like that. But Smoke Grenade is just the most unfair card in terms of Yu-Gi-Oh! Now. We'll move on to the limited section. I've limited Jet Synchron, and I'll explain my reasons why on the limitation on Jet Synchron. I know everybody's going to say, well, you've got tuning, you're just playing 4 copies of it, so it doesn't really matter. But the thing with hitting the Jet Synchron is, because you have hit the Metal Marcher and there's a couple of other wee things, I just feel like it's not going to be as big. You need to nerf the a Eldritch Synchro deck to actually like bring that back down to a normal level. So I think limitation on the Jet Synchron is definitely going to help that. You don't want to hit tuning because that hits Synchron decks and you don't want to annoy the players. So I think that's the reason why you don't hit the tuning, you just limit Jet Synchron. I know people are going to say, well, you go 1 for 1, you go this, blah 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 blah. But it's just, you're going to be adding more bricks into the deck. You've got that one target in Jet Synchron that can do a needle fiber play. It's already going to be nerfed with the Metal Marcher. There probably will be a different way and a different end product with needle fiber if the Metal Marcher does get hit, but that's one of the things that we can't really tell, you know. I've limited Denlong, so the hit to True King of all Calamities. I think that Denlong can come back because with True King Yang Zing Dinos, the board was True King of all Calamities, Denlong, which got to search out the counter trap and stuff. I think that with Calamities gone, they can have a counter trap, that's absolutely fine. But I was in like iffing about it because I'm sitting going, I can't remember if Denlong went from 3 to 0 or 3 to 1, so I've just put it at 1. If it was at 3 prior to that hit, then it could probably go back to 3. Now, this is where it starts to get a wee bit weird, and bear with me on this one, right? Spellbook of Judgment. I think Spellbook of Judgment can come back for the simple fact is what spellbooks do. Do you know what I mean? Like, what are you actually going to do? You're going to play 2 secrets, 2 knowledge, and a judgment? No, probably not. That's not going to be the engine. So I think spellbooks in total need to start getting a wee bit more support, because I think it was Necros, BA and spellbooks. Leave down in the comments section below if that was the correct 3 decks that came out at the same time. I can't really remember, I wasn't playing at that time. So I think everybody needs to get over this Vietnam fucking flashbacks, you weren't there man. But that's the things that people have to get over, that I think Spellbook of Judgment the now has been so, like, I can't even think of the word, like just out-resourced in terms of gameplay. It's way too slow, which got back in the days, you didn't have Ash Blossom, stuff like that. So I think Spellbook of Judgment can come back. I wouldn't say it can come back to 3 straight away. It's one of those cards that you need to go 1, 2, 3 just to see how it actually pans out, because let's be honest, what's a Zhougen search or what you call add more cards to your hand really going to do in modern day Yu-Gi-Oh? So I think that's why I think Spellbook of Judgment can come back. Now, everybody's saying it, this is pendulum time now. Astrograph Sorcerer is my personal favourite one because I used to play it in Dark Magicians. So I think that can come back. It's too strong to come back at 3 or 2. And I think Skull Coral Backchalk can come back. I think they need a Stratos just for every variant of pendulum. You know, you can't hit fucking, what's that called, Dynamists. That's the only pendulum decks in my head. So you can't hit them. Just for the sake of a big strong deck, do you know what I mean? They are proper nerfed, and nobody is playing any form of pendulum like Bartriff. But I think that can come back, definitely. And one that I like really want to come back is Double Iris, because I like playing Pendulum Magicians and I love the Pendulum graph cards. I think they were superb, and I hate the fact that we can't even play them now because we don't have the searcher for it. So I think Double Iris can come back, and I think everybody's saying the exact same. They need to help Pendulum in some way. I don't think Electromite can come back. If Electromite comes back, that shakes the entire format 100%. So next, I've limited Blood Dragon. Now, this is where it starts to get weird. Everybody says ban it, 100%. But the thing is, Emancipators, the Konami still try to sell them. Do you know what I mean? The boxes are still available, you can still pick up the product and stuff like that. So they need to be able to push it, you know. Add him as a pair of friends was shite. So they kind of, like, that's not going to entice people to buy the product because of that. You know, it's a fun deck that is really fun to play. After a while it gets really fun, same as Bleach. But I think just limiting Block Dragon does make them more susceptible to hand traps, but they still have that power play. That's the thing. So it's just one of these things that you just need to watch out for. And I think a limitation to Block Dragon is good because they use the Gallon Granite to search it out, ash it, impale it, whatever you want. And then it starts to hold up their plays, and then they just pray that they can find it some other way. Like be it Union Carry and stuff like that. But if they don't have any extenders in their hand, which they tend not to do, well, tend to always have, depending on who you play, then I definitely think Block Dragon is fine at 1. Now, this is for me a Vietnam flashback, is Phantom Knight of Rusty Bardiche. Now, they're going to try and push the Phantom Knight stuff, it's getting reprinted. I do think it can come back. It's just depending on how it does in August, because that's where it will get flung into. You know, everybody knows for a fact it's going to get flung into August, but that's why I've not flung back Heart Horror, just simply because of that card. I think they'll still want to try and push Gearsu, and having Heart Horror just means that you don't really need to play it. But that is just a better card to actually have. Now, semi-limits. So this is one that I'm like, I don't really like semi-limit, and obviously I'm just going to give a shout out in the name of my pal, Sean, because he wants Mali back to 3, but I don't think Mali can come back to 3, and this is where he hates the semi-limited, just because it's always Mali. That's literally just for Mali. But I have put Prankatops to 2, just following the OCG, and I think it's better to have 2 Prankatops than just having the 1, because it just makes it that one card that you could draw that could out something and really help you. And I think Prankatops could come back to 2. I think every side deck needs a set of Prankatops. Gateway of 6. You know, they brought out, can't even think of his name, it's a Link monster, but that searches out Gateway of 6, so I'm led to believe. I don't play 6 Samurais, but I think Gateway of 6 can come back to 2, see how it does, and then just bring it back to 3. The exact same on the next card, which is a PANTHEISM with the Monarchs. I think that can come back to 2. Full power Monarchs might, it's one of the ones that people might jump back onto the bandwagon because Monarchs are near enough full power. Then it means that people are going to have to play outs to like cunts that you can't tribute and stuff like that. So it's one of the ones I think it's better at semi-limited and then unlimited, just to see what the actual gameplay and how it divides in the meta. Now, I've got a really long unlimited section, so let's get started. Eldarin at the Northern, instant fusions at 1. So what are you going to do? You're going to spam it Northern, like just by fusing it and shit? No, you're not. So that's why I think Northern can just come back to 3, because there's no point in it being at 1, because you're only going to play it at 1 in the extra deck, if you're even going to play it now. Seer and Graf, I think they can come back to 3. BA's not doing anything. The only thing that I definitely think that you can't do with BA is bring back Beatrice, because she can just fucking spam everything. So I think Beatrice 100% has to stay at 1. Dynamite Knight, I think that can come back to 3, because I think True Draco did need a wee something, because they've literally fell off the map. They've took Masterpiece, they've took Diagram down to 1, they've limited card of Demise. I think that can definitely come back. I don't think True King's Return can really come back now, because people are still playing like True King Dino and stuff like that, and I think that's just a better card for them and stuff like that. Then I've got Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. It's been errated. You can summon it multiple times, I think, but I don't think that's a reason just to really keep it limited, because the errata does really fuck it up. And if you're playing Dragon Links, then definitely you only got to play one, because you want to bring it out after the LP, and if LP's gone, are you really going to play this card? That's a conundrum. Then I think ABC Buster Dragon and Totally Awesome can come back. I think really they were scared. Like from a business point of view, they were looking at it and going, MT's just going to play Paleo, and ABC's like these older players are going to come back because of Master Rule 5. But we've got these new decks coming up, and that's probably what they wanted to push. They wanted to push Adamant Spaters, Outrage, Rika, stuff like that. Maybe not much Rika, but aye. So I think that's why the new can come back. They might go semi-limited just to see if it fucking blows up and nobody buys the product. But I think they can just go back to free, because what's the point? Digress or Emerald, what's the point in having that at one? Like, nobody really plays Melon 1. So it'd be good to see if it does absolutely blow up, just because it can recycle and draw and shit like that. But that's one of the ones you need to look out for. Dryden, I think Dryden can come back to free. I don't see the point in it staying at 1, just for the simple fact is Broadball still banned. I'm keeping the limitation to Barrage, but I'm saying it now, I haven't got it on my list, but it could come back to push that Tri-Brigade deck, because Zodiac Tri-Brigade is a really big thing in the OCG and stuff like that, so I can see that coming back. Now I've got Widowmaker and multi-role, right? We don't have Engage. I say we, like I play fucking Sky Strikers, which I don't, but they have, if they have multi-role, they can recycle their stuff and it gets banished and stuff like that. They've got free Kagari to bring it back. It just makes the deck more consistent, apart from they don't really have a draw engine. And well, they don't have a draw engine, but they can play the pot cards. I think Pot Avarice is probably the better pot card for them. So I think Widowmaker can come back to free, because it doesn't really matter, it's it too. I think if they do bring back multi-role, they probably will keep Widowmaker at 2, or else they'll put multi-role at 2 and Widowmaker at 3. One of those ones, so it varies in what their thought process is. Then I've got Tour Guide, but Tour Guide's not doing anything, you know, it's got limited and semi-limited and still done nothing. And SPYRAL QUIK-FIX is the last bank unlimited card. I think because they don't have master plan, they can't get their resources as much and stuff like that, so QUIK-FIX does have a choke point, and then that's just where it goes. Drones is unlimited now. You've got, oh what's his name, Super Agent, stuff like that, so I think QUIK-FIX can come back. I don't really see SPYRAL's doing anything, I can say that now, but I think they will have quite a decent board, but it's in the same category as what Sky Strikers will be. They'll be good, but just no, like, fucking really good. And then my personal ones, right? Abdi said it, everybody has said it, but Maxi can come back to free. This is the card that counters every combo deck. It brings every deck onto the same level. That's the thing. Can it go to 1, can it go to 2, has to go to 3. If you can fill your hands up with Maxi, then do it, because all you're just going to do is counter their Maxi, counter that to Maxi, blah 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 blah. But prior to Maxi getting hit and this, that and the next time, Maxi was at 1 when Ash Blossom was at 3. They didn't have Call by the Grave. We knew main deck gamma and fucking everything. So I definitely think Maxi can come back. I really want Maxi to come back. And then lastly, Grassless Greener. Now, I am an old school Zombie Swarm player. Really love that deck. I want to play a grass deck. I want Light Swans to be able to fucking mill 20 and then just blow up. But in saying that, I understand why grass isn't back and stuff, but the more grass is available, the more 60 card decks you're going to see. You know, Infernal Noble Knights play 60 cards. well, some variants that I've seen. So it balances itself out. It's just the exact same as Max E, but I can see why they don't bring it back, because I have the back of my feed 60 card outrage, grass looks good enough. That is such a horrifying thought, and it's just, I really want grass back. I want Maxi and grass back. That's my personal want, so I definitely think it should happen, and if it does happen, it's going to just balance itself out, so there is no point. So that is my ban list prediction. This is the first video I've actually done on camera, so I hope you do enjoy it. I'm going to try and do a lot more things to try and push my subscribers up, because well, I think it's like 230 now. So hopefully we can get up to the 300 mark and just keep on climbing. So thanks everybody, and I hope you did enjoy the video. Peace.